You're listening to Podcast PXN,
a video game podcast
delivering player experience news.
Let's go!
It's me, Christian Macias. I didn't have an intro ready. And welcome to Podcast PXN episode 177. Seven's like this. 77 visual watchers. I am one of your hosts. I do not have my... Wow, I said I was ready. I am not ready. I don't have my own personal document up.
It's okay. You're Christian.
Yes. And I still can't pull this up. It's not coming up. Dan, you might have to edit this. Or we can keep it in.
I mean, I could start over. I could start over at any time.
No, here we go.
Okay.
And I am one of your hosts, the perennial dating app swiper from Portland, Oregon, Christian Macias. And I'm joined over Discord, as I am every week, by Kentucky's #1 Spartan and PXN founder, Daniel Prindle, a.k.a. Dan is DTM.
That's me.
Hello.
It's a him.
It's a him. That other voice, that sweet, sweet voice, the president of the Tifa Lockhart fan club. He is the Nintendo aficionado, especially today, and artist extraordinaire at Roro.
I'm here, baby.
Dang, you dang right. And as always, this is one of the 2 weeks that Gage is not here due to work rotation, but he will be back next week, presumably. At least we hope. Inshallah, Gage returns. Folks,
He may have been killed by some geese we saw earlier today. Those guys are no joke, but he's tempting fate with those things.
I cannot believe he sent that video and it didn't register that was
That
him.
was him.
Yeah, I thought I was like, oh, this is just some weird random video he sent about this guy encountering geese. Okay. I was like, wow, that moan sounds a lot like him. Or that honk sounds like a lot like a moan. Anyway, I digress. Folks, thank you to everyone watching us live and participating in the chat. Just as a reminder, we are live each and every single Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, come sleet, hail, or snow. On YouTube, just search Podcast PXN, or you can go to twitch.tv/podcastpxn. Watch there as well. The topic of the show this week is a Nintendo Direct recap for February 2023. But first, the show always starts with the PXN news of the week. So let's go ahead and jump right in. All right. Quick bites, some smaller news items for you to digest before the full course. Here we go. Number 1, Sony to remove the PS Plus collection in May. That is 19 PS4 games. Used to be 20, but Persona 5 got taken down a couple months ago. 19 PS4 games will no longer be available to claim. So if you have a PS5 and you want to get those games added to your collection because you haven't done that yet, and you have PS Plus, claim those now before they are gone forever. Question is, why are they doing this? Who the F knows?
I have no idea. I just didn't feel like doing it anymore, I guess. It's also
Contracts, maybe?
contracts. I know the PlayStation 5s are easier to get now, so maybe they don't want as many people
Yeah.
like having these games. I don't know. It's weird.
That would be weird, I think.
Yeah.
Less people
I
should
really
play
don't
our
know.
games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like,
Yeah.
and I feel like it's such a missed opportunity in terms of like marketing too, because like I feel like they could have used this collection for their first party stuff. Like, hey, 12 months after the game comes out, it's gonna be in the PlayStation Plus collection, because you're not gonna people aren't gonna say, oh, I'm gonna wait a year to buy this if they're really wanting to buy the game. You know, like, I don't know. I feel like that would be a decent middle ground than, you know, launching day and date, which they've said that is not feasible for them.
That's a little shaky because you have like the promise of it will be free eventually. If it will be free eventually, people will not. Case in point, like my pull is movies. Like, why are people wanting to pay extra for these AMC movie tickets when the movie's gonna show up for streaming in like a couple weeks? Like it's been like 2 months and it's already streaming. People just aren't going to movies anymore. I would gather. Sure, the timeline's a lot longer for games. It's weird. The analog isn't perfect, but I feel like might be a little bit similar to Game Pass. It's like, yeah, people are still buying the games, but if it will be on Game Pass, then they're more likely to get it for free rather than pay the money for it.
Thing is, maybe that helps their subscriber numbers for PS Plus though. So like,
That's true.
Yeah, who knows?
Again, the question is that what they want? Do they want more subscribers? Yeah. Still, can we all agree it's very weird for them to just be doing this all together?
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, I agree.
Gage is listening, by the way, in the chat. He says, I'm listening. Behave.
Thank you. I will behave. Please also be safe at work, Mr. I like to bleed like bi-weekly, every fortnight. Last week, folks, we talked a lot about the, quote unquote, collapsing live service kind of subgenre of games. And one of those that we mentioned is our next quick bite. Velan Studios announces that Knockout City it will be closing down in June. Season 9 will be the final season, and Velan Studios will be shifting to new projects. So rip to a game that I thought was really fun, but again, we questioned the longevity of, are people actually playing Knockout City over the course of time, continuously coming in to actually play it? The answer, I guess, was maybe not so much.
Yeah, it sucks. I enjoyed Knockout City too. But like you're saying, who's really keeping up and who's playing this? I guess obviously not enough people. I didn't know there were 8 seasons, let alone 9 was on the horizon. But I say I think about that as I guess I'm not in the community, but I think about Fortnite. I think about Call of Duty. I know when a new thing's coming out. I know when Apex is getting a new season, even though I'm not keeping up. I'm not in those communities, so it's really hard to stay afloat when you're competing with such big competition.
Yeah, I think to Destiny as well, because Destiny is a big live service game, but it feels like the drip feed for a lot of these live service games are they'll do a big update, and then it's kind of very sparse stuff to keep you afloat between the major drops. Destiny is a big one where I feel like you do the things for a big, for 2 to 3 weeks, and then you're gone until the next thing in a couple months. Fortnite I think I'm a Fortnite squabbler now. I'm a Fortnite gamer. Because I've now finally understood that they have a season, and that season has chapters, and within those chapters, the game is changing every week with different stuff, and it's holy shit, this, it's cool. This thing feels fun every week. It's kind of cool. You know what else
Fortnite?
is cool? Oh, sorry, bro.
No, I was just saying Fortnite's doing it good. Yeah.
What
were you gonna say?
You know what else is cool? Not this next item. Crossfire X will also be closing down, so we have another live service game kicking the bucket. So. So long, soldiers.
Goodbye. You will not be forgotten. Or maybe you will.
well,
maybe you will. Who knows? Next quick buy item, some Nintendo news. Nintendo is raising its employees' base salaries by 10% in Japan due to inflation. We always talk about these corporations. Nintendo, not always the best, but this is a case where they did something that is actually pretty cool. Very nice for them to be raising by 10% is kind of a big amount. So,
yeah, very good move. Very good move.
Very good move. Utada gang, stand up right now. Salute, because Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 and 2.5 remix soundtracks are now available to stream on Spotify and Apple Music.
I'm not even capping right now. I'm listening to Simple and Clean right now.
Heck yes. Heck yes.
I'm not even joking.
Stream it, dearly beloveds.
Yes.
Simple and Clean. Oh, which version?
What a jam. It's actually a remix. It's the one from Birth by Sleep. A little bit faster.
I almost asked you which is the one I like, as if you would know.
Oh, I don't know.
The one that's a bit faster, that's I don't know. Not the slower one, but the faster. Here, I'll.
It might be the one that I'm listening to. There's one from Birth by Sleep, and there's one from Prologue to one random one with Aqua. That's a bit faster too. I don't know. There's a lot of remixes actually of that song.
There is a lot. Yeah. If I find it, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Anyway,
or I could just send you the one that I'm listening to. Let's see if it is the same.
Wow, this quick bite is not so quick, huh?
I'm sorry.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Look at us.
There we go.
Let us enjoy ourselves. All right, podcast listeners. Before we get to we have one final quick bite item. Let's see what this is. Call of Duty news. Activision says that there will be a full annual premium Call of Duty title release this 2023. That is a $70 title coming to you this potentially October, November. Made by Sledgehammer Games. That means Treyarch's game will be releasing next year in 2024. So, those that thought that Modern Warfare would be a 2-year cycle game, I don't know. we have something else coming.
I almost wonder if they were originally planning to do just like an expansion, and then Activision's like, no, you guys are going to do a full, retail release, because obviously Infinity Ward's going to keep supporting Warzone and DMZ probably, so they're probably just like, yeah, we're going to need a full release out of you guys.
I'm sorry. I know you were talking, but I hit play on Rose's video, and I was like, I got really excited because this is the version that I like, and I heard none of what you said after that. Dan, I'm so sorry, dude.
No, how's that any different than any other time? No, I'm kidding.
Oh man, I feel bad. You probably said something like I agree with too.
No, I just said that I wouldn't be surprised if this was a DLC that turned into a full game, because Activision was like, "Hey, we need a full game, not just an expansion." Because Infinity Ward's going to keep supporting Warzone and DMZ, of course.
And you don't want to split the player base as well,
right?
Because Warzone is at this point Call of Duty's bread and butter now, pretty much.
Yeah.
And you think about the previous Call of Duty games after the release of Warzone, and those games I think suffered. I don't think they sold as well. I may be talking out of my butt here a little bit, but if I remember correctly, what is Sledgehammer's last game?
World War II? Was that right?
No, they did another one after. And I remember it not selling well, or not as well, but partially it was due to the fact that, well, one, they didn't want to go back in Vanguard. They didn't want to go back in time to that setting, but they also, Activision was coming out with like all their allegations when it was first starting, so people weren't, clamoring to support them. So a lot of factors there, but yeah, we'll see how I feel like it's going to be an interesting November for Call of Duty if they do tie it into whatever, Warzone or how they do it. Yeah, it should be interesting. See how they do it.
For sure.
Street Meat. This comes from Jeff Grubb from Game Mess Mornings, which, by the way, Jeff, you should totally think about rephrasing the way you talk about mature games, in my opinion. I wrote knows what I'm talking about. I'll mention as well. Insomniac's Wolverine is targeting an M rating. Now, the way Jeff describes this is that they're going hard R on this game. Jeff, that does not mean what you think it means.
Oh my god. So close.
I get what you're saying, but let's come on now. Some additional information about this supposed, Wolverine news is that it will be semi-open world, kind of to like how God of War 2018 and of course Vanguard, Ragnarok are. We have like these open world sections and then some more linear sections, and that they are targeting a 2024 release, although it could slip into 2025. I'm excited.
Yeah, I feel like it being more linear. I mean, it says semi-open world, but when I always hear that, I always think Tomb Raider, and I love that kind of style.
Sure.
I feel like that really worked for that game, and I feel like that would work for a Wolverine game. Spider-Man being fully open world makes sense for that because you just get to swing everywhere. I feel like this could be really cool. I'm just surprised that we might get Spider-Man this year and Wolverine the year after. Like that's what's kind of blowing my mind right now. Insomniac is on like another level right now.
Has Insomniac? Oh, sorry, Dan.
No, you're good. You go ahead.
Has Insomniac delayed a game since they've been like on this roll? I can't remember them delaying a game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like once they have a date, they stick to it, or at least like they know when the game will be finished. Like I remember like Miles Morales was like holiday 2020, and then sure enough, holiday 2020 rolls around, they have the date for it, and they don't push that.
Yeah, and every time they announce a date, at least it was the case with Miles Morales, and I think we felt similarly with Spider-Man. We're always like, "There's no way they're going to hit it," and they always hit it. So yeah.
Something I didn't mention is that Jeff Grubb mentioned that if they can, they want to do early 2024, and that would be insane. I don't think that's going to happen, especially because you have Spider-Man with a possible late 2023 date. But could you imagine months apart? There's no way. I don't believe that. That is too insane.
They did it with Ratchet and Clank and Miles Morales, but obviously those two games I feel like are on a different scale than Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine for sure.
I mean, Who knows though? Because like most of the assets for Spider-Man, like it is a sequel game.
True. That's true. Yeah. Just building upon it. Just going back real quick to Wolverine, I think that them going like semi-open world makes a lot of sense. And like a lot of people really liked that X-Men Origins Wolverine game that came out a while ago. Like, and that was a
A lot of
similar vein.
people.
Yeah, weren't there fans of that game?
Pretty sure it's just Emmett Watkins Jr. who likes
Oh.
it, and nobody
I
else.
I thought that game actually got received pretty well, but that is a similar vein to that type of experience because that was like a semi-open area type of experience. I think it would lend itself very well to. Maybe I'm misremembering that how good that game was. I thought that it was.
Oh, well, never mind. It has a 77% on Metacritic, so
Okay.
that's pretty high. That's pretty good. Moving on. Wait, hold on. I had a pun. Insomniac, more like Insaniac. Anyway,
Nice.
one more piece of street meat to run over. Dragon Age Dreadwolf. We got some gameplay leaks. A Redditor posted this. It's since been removed, but of course the internet exists in perpetuity, so we have some details. Dragon Age Dreadwolf will have full real-time combat that plays like a hack and slash, and yet again another influence inspired by God of War 2018. This game also possible no direct party control. Will be fully single player, and then a 2023 release is not likely for it. So now that is two RPG games coming out. I'm thinking of Final Fantasy 16 and now Dragon Age Dreadwolf that have now shifted into the modern age where it's a full-time real-time combat game that is more hack and slash, that is less direct party controlled. Two of these now. I think this will be the first Dragon Age game I play.
Yeah. Sorry, Dan, were you gonna say?
No, you go ahead.
No, I was going to say I agree with Christian where I feel like Dragon Age fans might be looking. I mean, I've seen both sides. I've seen a lot of Dragon Age fans being like super excited for this, but I've also seen a lot being like, "This isn't Dragon Age. Doesn't feel like Dragon Age." Obviously, I'm not a Dragon Age person either, so I wouldn't know the difference. But seeing this does get me excited to give it a shot. And just like Final Fantasy, like my first one, I did play the turn-based ones back in the day, but it wasn't until they got into this more hack and slash stuff that I kind of picked it up, and then went back to the turn-based ones and gave them a shot again. But yeah, I'm all for it. I'm definitely gonna. I liked what I saw in this leak, whether it's true or not. I'm down for more of that.
I see, and I think that like us three, we're like more excited about this, but like you were saying, Ro, I think you're spot on that there are Dragon Age fans that are like freaking out about this because they're like, this isn't even Dragon Age. Like they're literally changing completely what Dragon Age is, which personally, again, like I agree with both of you. I think this sounds really cool, and that was one of my major issues with Dragon Age 2 when I played that game. I really enjoyed the world and the story and the characters and stuff, but the combat, I don't like that turn-based style of combat. So I think, this could lend itself very nicely for us, I think. Maybe not Dragon Age.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say the same things. Like Final Fantasy is a different one because it's such a long running franchise that I feel like it's okay to maybe to like try different things, see if it sticks, and if it sticks, continue with it. Dragon Age, I feel, is like it's not a new franchise, but it's a little bit more fresh than Final Fantasy in comparison, where it doesn't have as many entries. Where this might feel like, wow, why are you changing what is so core to Dragon Age without? I don't know. I can understand where the fans are coming from with being a little bit trepidatious about it.
Yeah, I think for me, when it comes to turn-based combat, usually I trust JRPGs to kind of like those will usually hit for me when it's like more of these like fantasy settings. I don't know. I have a dumb take, but I can't help but compare it to The Witcher because like The Witcher was like not my very first, but like one of my biggest modern RPGs that I got really into. And I think Dragon Age is also like this fantasy setting, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I know like Dragon Age gets a lot of praise for like how great its narrative is. And when I think about these like really great narrative RPGs, of course I'm going to compare Dragon Age and Witcher. And to me, like Witcher's more modern combat. It is a bit more hack and slashy. Well, I have to have some control with like what I'm doing, but it is like real time combat. That is going to be the pull for me to like really engage with that game on a gameplay level. And that translating to Dragon Age, I think will do the same thing for me. Where it's like, well, I've never played Dragon Age before, but I know how to play, hack and slash kind of games. More actiony kind of games, and I get a really great narrative. So, the barriers are coming down for me. I'd gather for a lot of people as well.
Yeah, definitely. And this is Dragon Age is BioWare, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
I feel like they need to do something like this, especially after the history that or the track record that they've had in the most recent years, where just a lot of their big franchises aren't really hitting with their core audiences lately. So maybe bringing in a newer audience that might be able to attach themselves to the franchises that they have been putting out might be a good idea instead of just doing what they've been doing. So I mean, it might be a good move for BioWare to change it up a little bit too.
Oh man, I forgot to include something, so I'll just say it now. There's a game I saw on. Okay, weirdly enough, I discover a lot of games either. It used to be Twitter because I would just get recommended a lot of like indie, like just indie developers sharing videos, and like that would populate my algorithm. Not so much anymore. Twitter's been Twitter. I don't know how to explain. But that's translated into TikTok for me every now and then. I'll get like a really cool independent game. This is how I found out about SC Rot. Boundary was a game that I got today, where it's an FPS but in space. And it looks like Infinite Warfare, and it looks like a lot like Call of Duty, but it's made by like independent devs. And the sound in that game was insane. Like it's in space, so it's no sound, but you would feel vibrations. So the sound is the vibrations of like the guns you're using, and it looks really cool. And the movement of it, even the graphics look fantastic. And that's coming out 2023. So if you're interested in a Call of Duty like game, PvP arena in space, Boundary, and the demo is available right now. A lot of cool demos coming out right now, by the way, on Steam.
This looks really cool. Like just the map is what's turning me on to it. Like that's a really unique map. Like it's like in space and like you're on a shuttle. Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, full
It's like
360.
gravity.
Like yeah, exactly. Very cool. All right, you guys ready for PXN News of the Week?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that Mario Kart?
I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
No, I was trying to do the Mario Kart like startup noise.
Oh yes. Isn't it like? Oh yeah.
Before
yeah,
the race
yeah.
starts?
Yeah. Isn't like.
I may
Yeah,
have
you're right,
transitioned
yeah.
slowly into kind of funny by the end, so I apologize. I don't want to plagiarize, all right? Even though I guess the Mario Kart is plagiarizing. I digress.
You know what, Greg?
I'm in a mood today.
Greg, sue Christian, not everyone else here.
And now PXN. Nah, just me. That'd be okay. Whatever. 2 items. One of them I included because I don't know, for some reason I thought Gage would be here, so if we don't have much to say on this, I'm sorry. Redfall. You know it. You're worried if you're gonna love it or not. Let me tell you something. Redfall will require an online connection, even in single player. And yes, you will also need a Bethesda.net account to play the game. This is going to be a bummer for people who are not so high on DRM in their video games. And if your power goes out, you want to play some Redfall. You cannot do that. Dan, how you feel about this?
I'm kind of indifferent about it personally. I think the bigger issue is game preservation wise, because as we've seen, as we've seen so many times before, Destiny, that game when it came out is very different than what Destiny ended up becoming, today, for instance. Or there's so many other examples of games that change over time or just get taken offline. Like literally you don't have the ability to play it anymore. And sometimes that gets brought back from fans that, start up servers that, keep it alive and stuff like that. But it is a little bit disappointing from that aspect. In terms of playing the game, I don't think it's personally a big deal for me because, I always have an internet connection, so it's not a big, doesn't affect me personally, but obviously I could see the frustration with people who maybe are in more rural areas that don't have access to higher speed internet or other issues that really like Arcane's games. So yeah, that does kind of suck for single player requiring that.
Or even like people who are like overseas and stuff. Like I always think back to people who are like in the army, the navy, whatever branch of the military, who may not have like the most stable internet connections to play these kinds of games. And if they're interested in playing Redfall, and they might have some issues, which is always a bummer.
Sure.
And it's a super minor inconvenience. It's once you sign up, it's done. But I hate, like, nothing like takes the wind out of my sails when I'm hyped for a game. And then as soon as I click the start button, it's like, would you like to make an account? Please sign in. It's like, okay, I'll do that. And then I type it in. It's like, inevitably I forgot my password. I gotta go figure that out. It's like,
always.
Guess I'll make a new account or send the email. Oh my god, here we go. Yeah, that's always annoying. But it's as soon it's as over as quickly as it starts. But it's just annoying.
Which why do we need all these accounts? Why can you guys not just use our Xbox or PlayStation or Steam accounts? Like, why do we need to sign up for this other thing? Which you can, thankfully, with some of them, link them so that when you log into whatever game, it automatically picks up. But like, why not just use the account that's already there?
That would be nice.
Yeah.
I have so many issues with EA doing that because of PC and console. You were there one time. One time we were trying to play, and I was having a lot of issues.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't like this. Speaking of EA, Gage hated this. He was going feral in our private DM. EA has canceled a single player game. Wait, did we talk about this last week?
Me and Ro were talking about that. I think we talked about like the overarching thing, but I don't know if we talk specifics.
The specifics, right? Because this came out after the show, but I saw this in the tweet from last week. I cannot remember if we talked about this in depth or not, and I'm pretty sure like we got news, like full-fleshed news, after our episode last week.
Yeah. That's what we're trying to figure out too. I think we got the story, but we didn't get like the details that we have now. At least I don't remember. Yeah,
I think
I say we just talk about it
because I went through our chat and I was like, this is stuff that happened between last episode and this one.
In this episode, yeah.
Okay, if anything's repeat, I apologize. EA has canceled a single player game codenamed Titanfall Legends. Was in development at Respawn with a team of approximately 50 developers. Was being planned as a single-player experience for Apex Legends, and it featured, you know him, you love him, BT from Titanfall, and other Titanfall characters, and was inspired by Doom Eternal and Hades. This is from Jeff Grubb here. I want to read the Hades inspiration because it sounds incredible. The game was February 2nd. Yeah, Thursday. The game was also going to take inspiration from Hades, so you might start with a dash, but then you can unlock a dash that deflects enemy fire back at them. It was going to be so good. I can only imagine what other power-ups they were going to have, going to be including in this kind of game. Respawn makes great FPS games. Titanfall 2 is fantastic. Of course, I think about that one mission. We all know what we're talking about, what we're thinking about. And this sucks, man. I think it would have been really, really good. And it's a shame that Titanfall keeps getting the shaft year after year. Every time we hear a rumor about like a possible Titanfall return, it ends up being nothing, ends up being canceled. And yet again, Titanfall fans left hanging to dry.
That sucks. Yeah.
Like last week. Go ahead, Dan Sarah.
Oh, I was just gonna say that Hades thing, like that even sounds like what Halo Infinite did with their campaign, because I know this always seems to come back to Halo with me, but the grapple shot, for instance, you start with a normal grapple shot, but then you upgrade it and you can shoot electricity through the grapple shot while you're like attaching to enemies. So like it changes things like mechanically while you're playing the game. So that does sound very cool that they were doing something similar to that in this game. Yeah. Oh.
Listen to this. Jeff Grubb. Cool detail that Jeff left out. Titans in Titanfall Legends would be like classic cars. They are no longer in production. They're expensive to maintain, but they're super cool. Oh, man, like even just listen to this lore, dude. It just sounds dope.
I remember when we got the story last week, and I I don't think we had this information, but if we did, I just don't remember. And I said that, I mean, Apex Legends is like a hit. People love it. Titanfall, people love Titanfall. It didn't sell as well, but people love it. It's critically acclaimed. People love it. Put those two together, perfect. And now all these details are coming out, and it sounds like a fantastic game. And it makes even less sense that they would cancel it. Like, I'm not sure why EA decided to do this. It'll haunt me in my dreams.
Well,
It's a weird one.
it's kind of like EA having a single player Star Wars game in development by Visceral Games, a fantastic developer, and then canceling the game, shutting down Visceral, and then now they're saying, "Oh, we're gonna do some Star Wars single player games." Why did you cancel this one and freaking let go of one of the best development studios? Ugh, I don't know.
Was Visceral? Was that 1313?
No, that
something
was Amy Hennig.
Amy Hennig. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm confused.
I think the thing for me is, look, at this point, despite what they say, yes, we know Apex exists in the Titanfall universe, but at this point, they're gonna say the vice versa, the reciprocal of that, because Apex is just more popular at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Guarantee you release something like this, you would see many more players start flocking to Apex again.
Yeah.
Way more.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So the question becomes why? I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's move on. We got a fantasy draft check-in. Did somebody why is this here? Did somebody Gage, I think, drafted this, eh?
Gage did, yes, he did.
Okay. The game he drafted is Hogwarts Legacy. Currently sitting OpenCritic rating of 86. That is 16 points for Gage. Normally I would say that is huge. Great points on the board for Gage. But again, remember, last week we mentioned he wasted all his money, so he can no longer draft the rest of the slots he needs to fill for the rest of the year. So no matter what points he's getting, it does not matter. He will probably stay in fourth.
Damn.
That sucks for Gage. I'm so sorry, Gage. But I think this is great for Avalanche as a studio because like people weren't sure what this game was going to turn into, and whether or not you want to support it is a whole other question as well. But like it's awesome to see that this development studio made a good game. So,
What, you didn't like Mad Max?
well, that was the other Avalanche. Not to be confused by Avalanche Studios, which is the Just Cause. Yeah.
What is this? What is this Avalanche?
This Avalanche made
software?
this Avalanche made Disney Infinity and a bunch of licensed properties in the past.
Got it.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
Wow.
Very confusing.
Two avalanches. We gotta do some of this. We gotta fix this.
Yeah.
One of them's got to go. Fight to the death.
All right. Let's see what's up next for a lot of people. Oh, up next is me, Saliva Gang PDX, February 21st, Like a Dragon Ishin coming out. Stay tuned. Oh, also that week, Ro picking up Atomic Heart. Let's hope it's not an atomic fart.
Yes. Atomic Heart. Don't go breaking my heart.
Nice. Okay. A quick timeout for Tilu. Got some news before we discuss episode 4 here for you on The Last of Us HBO. Yo, everyone, listen to this. The Last of Us HBO reaches a new high with 7.5 million viewers, up 17% from episode 3 of 6.4 million. Every week, this show is growing. Word of mouth is spreading. People are watching. Insane.
Oh. That usually doesn't happen.
It usually doesn't
Right?
happen.
Yeah, it
That does
usually
not
goes
happen.
down. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's crazy.
So when do we get to 7 billion? I'm just kidding.
Billion.
I'm kidding.
Everyone on Earth is watching The Last of Us.
Exactly.
Quick news for you as well. Episode 5 of The Last of Us will premiere Friday evening instead of Sunday due to the Super Bowl.
Heck yeah.
Hell yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
Give it to me as soon as possible.
As soon, ASAP as possible.
Wait a minute, Glenn. Glenn's yelling at me in the chat like I said something bad about his game. He says, you hushed your mouth, Daniel. We all thought it was going to be a work of art. Glenn, I never said anything negative. I said what they did a great job with. What
You said shout out Avalanche.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Episode 4, titled Please Hold My Hand, released last Sunday. I watched, Ro watched, Daniel watched. What do we all think?
We just lost Ro's picture, but it was very good. It was very good. Just to start us off, I really liked the new characters that they introduced. I liked the idea of them, I should say. They haven't really gone in deep into them yet, which I think they will here very soon. But even the character that I forget the actor's name that plays Tommy in the games, but he is fantastic.
Oh yeah,
he is
that
fantastic in this. Or at least like I loved hearing his voice because I was like, oh, it's Tommy, or the other Tommy, but. Yeah, I thought this episode was one of their stronger episodes. I really liked this episode.
What the fuck?
I thought it was great. Yeah, maybe I'm nuts. You guys correct me. You guys correct me.
No, I think Ro loved it as well. Actually,
okay.
Yeah, I had a really good time with it. If you want to, I feel like we could rank it maybe at the end of all the episodes being done. But from the episode that we had so far, I don't know if it's my favorite, but I really like the action scenes. It felt really tense when they got into the city. I thought they did a really good job of making it feel claustrophobic, even though it's a freaking city. It just swarmed with people that are trying to hurt you. I like the moments between Joel and Ellie. They felt really good. I feel like they're building upon that relationship pretty well. I was honestly starting to get a little worried. Like, when are they going to start showing those kind of them bonding moments? And they started to, and it felt natural. And I shouldn't have worried. It felt really good. And there was the moments with Ellie with the pun book. I was so happy to see that. And Bella Ramsey is continuing to kill it as Ellie. And of course, the scene in the car with Bill's magazine. I thought she did that really well too, where she tossing out of the window and showing Joel the tape as well, feeling all nostalgic. Like those lines coming back, I felt she delivered them really well. Again, not in the same way that Ashley did, but still it felt like how Ellie would speak. And yeah, and obviously the reveal at the end with Henry and Sam. Excited to see how they tackle that story as well. That should be interesting.
Yeah. The thing for me is like, I thought it was fine, and this was I saw Road tweet that how is The Last of Us going to be my favorite game and my favorite TV show? Look, there's no knock to you if you feel that way. Hell yeah, because it's a pretty good show.
I was hamming it up a bit, but it's a really good show. Yeah.
I think this is like cemented. Apart from episode 3, which I thought was sublime, the rest of it is like I think this is a perfectly just fine show. And I was thinking about this while I was squatting today. Very weird thing for me to be thinking about, but anyway. A lot of it feels like almost like a Spark Notes version of The Last of Us, which I mean is going to happen. It's strange because you have like around 9 to 10 hours to tell the story, which should be enough, and yet it also feels like nowhere near enough because the game has so much more space to give you the like you feel the length of Joel like warming up over the course of about like 8 to 10 hours.
That's why I was worried. Yeah.
Like last episode was Joel at the beginning was still in his angered state, being like, "You don't talk about Tess ever." And then the end of this episode is him smiling. And that scene was great, and I loved it. And I was smiling with them. I was like, oh, Pedro and Bella, they're so cute. I never felt like the gradual shift from like Joel slowly warming up, like where it's like, I remember there's like a moment like where Joel like hears one of these jokes and chuckles for a bit. Right, and you get that in this episode, but he goes from just a quick like smirk to like full on laughing with her. And it's like, I'm always going to have these problems because, original text to adaptation is always going to have its, problems, whatever you want to call it, differences. And for me, it's just like I just enjoy the space and atmosphere that the game gets to kind of sit with that the show just doesn't have enough time for.
And there's so much banter in the games, like between Joel and Ellie, like between those, sequences where you're not fighting or you're just walking, exploring or whatever. There's so much great banter in the games that are missing in the show for obvious reasons. But like it's very similar to. God, you guys are gonna murder me for this, but it's very similar to Halo in terms of
I knew it.
No, the game in terms of the games, because Master Chief and Cortana have so much great banter with one another while you're playing in game that don't really translate as well to like a television or movie production type things. So yeah, it definitely, I agree with you, Christian. It feels like there's some missing bits there that you're not quite getting that full journey to that moment.
Yeah. Kind of crazy to think about. Like, there's only there's 4 episodes left, so we're gonna end summer in episode 5. Spoilers for the rest of the show if you haven't seen the rest of the show. Is tune out for a couple of minutes, I guess. So you're gonna dedicate maybe like 2 episodes to fall, 1 to winter, 1 to spring, and that's it. I feel like maybe 1 more episode to kind of let like the latter part of the game kind of breathe a little bit would have done wonders. And usually HBO shows are 10 episodes, so I found episode 9 to be a little bit strange. Granted, I don't know what that looks like, so I could be totally wrong. But yeah, I thought it was fine, and I think you guys nailed my praises. That the new characters I thought were like totally interesting. The setup for the bloater I thought was like very tense. I still love that a lot of these little things are in like darkly lit and kind of lighting coming from outside shining on them. That's still the best thing that this show is doing. I think for me is like that production value. And also something that I really liked about this, and it reminded me of part 2. In part 2, the enemies have names. Every single one has a unique name, and they call each other. And there's that scene where it's them crashing into, I guess in the show. What do they crash into in the show? 'Cause it's not a store.
In the show or in the game?
In the show.
In the show? It looked like a store
in the show.
Yeah, I thought it was a store.
Was it a store?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the game, there was like a garage door, but in this, sure, building's fine, yeah.
When they crash into the building, all right, and the kid comes in, and he like says his name, and he's like basically begging for his life. I was like, yes, this is some of like the violence that like we haven't really, the human to human violence that we haven't seen yet. And I thought that was handled really well with Joel killing that dude, but we're seeing just Bella Ramsey, Ellie, on the other side of the room. We only hear it. I thought that was really good.
That was handled. I thought that was really good too. And I guess I really can't say anything more. I just thought he acted that scene really well, and so did Bella with how she reacted to having to do what she had to do. It's a good scene.
And just to go back to your point one more time, Christian, about the newer stuff being like the highlights or whatever, the new characters and such, I think that was my main thing that I was trying to say before the series started, is that that's why I was more so hoping for something completely original using the same characters, because then they're not trying to get the story beats of we got to go here, then here, then here. Like, it feels like they're trying to force it to fit that game narrative, and it doesn't necessarily translate as well on a TV screen, I guess. Yeah,
I mean, again, this is why episode 3 like shines so much.
Yeah,
why it resonated with a lot of people, because it's like its own story, inspired by like the note in the game, but then they change it and it's like becomes something like entirely beautiful, and it's like, wow, like this is the kind of adaptation that I was really hoping The Last of Us would do, and there's still room to do that with other stuff later down the line. Should we get into what you got for me?
Yes.
Dan.
Yo. I've got Hi-Fi Rush. That's all I got this week. I played about another hour and a half or so into it, so I finished the second boss. I'm on the 3rd level now, I think. Very much enjoyed both boss battles. I think both of those boss battles were really cool and original. Like, they felt very unique to each other, so I really like that theme is kind of continuing, and like every single, I've only played 2 levels and a little bit more, but every level I feel like I'm getting a lot more move sets and a lot more options to use like while I'm in different combat scenarios. So like it's really cool how it like slow ramps you up and you slowly learn more and more stuff as you go. It feels really natural to like get better at the game, I guess you'll say. But yeah, I very much am enjoying it, and hopefully we'll finish it soon and That'll be the next one checked
And-
off.
Again, very cool then to make this game where you're not punished by being offbeat, you're rewarded by being on beat and not the, you know what I mean?
That's absolutely true. And like, there's so many times I am terrible at the timing that it'll pop up and it'll be like, you got D timing. And I'm like, I don't care. I had a ton of fun with that sequence. Yeah. Like,
Oh, man.
yeah.
But like you were saying with the getting more stuff and being able to feel like you're getting better, you do get better like as you go on. Like there's an option where you can see the beat at the bottom, like you could turn it on and you could, and I use that at the beginning, but every time you beat a level and they start you a new one, that's gone. And there would be times where I forget that I didn't turn it back on. And it's like, hey, I'm doing pretty good. Oh shit, I didn't turn it back on. I'm getting better at this game. And it's really cool how it kind of rewards you for, I mean, doesn't like Christian was saying, I forgot about the word.
Doesn't punish you?
Doesn't punish you for not being on the beat. But when you get it, like it feels really good when you do finally get it. And the later bosses, Dan, are awesome. It just keeps getting better. It's awesome.
I'm so excited. That's
yes.
It's really good. And the fact that this game just shadow dropped and incredible. Incredible.
Yeah.
Would have been really cool though to pick it up on someone's Fantasy Critic Day because it's reviewed very well.
Yeah.
Bro, you got something to share with us? With the class?
Yes. I played some more Tales of Arise. Don't get anything really new to say about it besides it's continuing to be awesome. Yeah, it's a good game. The core message is basically don't treat a certain person based on where they come from or their race, and that's kind of like on the nose storytelling that they have going there, but it works. It works really good with the whole anime stuff, the connections of the characters, story's doing really good, really doing a good number on my heartstrings, and the combat's really good. I played some Steam Next Fest games. I still have a lot to go through, but the two that I got the chance to play were Mika and the Witch's Mountain, which is basically Kiki's Delivery Service meets Wind Waker. And you're like a cute. You might like it. It's very chill. It may be too chill, but yeah, it's kind of basic. But I enjoyed my time with it. It was very very relaxing to just deliver packages, learn about the island that you're on. There seems to be a little bit more depth as you continue. I didn't get to experience that depth because it was just a demo, but the trailer that they played after I beat the demo made me feel like there's more to it than I got to play. But from what little I got to play, I did enjoy it. And then there's another one called Vivid Lope, which is an arcade puzzle game with an amazing art style. It is so cool. And I had a really good time trying to perfect each of the stages. And basically it's a top-down game, and you're like this cute little bunny, and your goal is to change all the squares on the map to the color that the game tells you to. And the better you do, obviously the higher score is. But if you step on the tiles that you've already changed, that obviously affects the score. And there's enemies on the map as well. And there's items that you use to bonk the enemies. It's really cool. I'm very excited for this game now. It's been on my radar for a while, but after being able to actually play it, solidified how excited I am for it. So shout out to Indies, man. And Steam Next Fest. Just killing it. 2023 is going to be awesome.
I want to not have any responsibilities and just play cool indie games for the rest of my life right now. Know what I mean?
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
I do. Oh my god. There's still so many other games on here that I wanted to give a chance or try, but like you said, where's the time? Where's the time?
Mm-hmm. I want someone out there to take a chance on love with me.
Oh. Yes.
One of these days. I did upload a new Tinder picture last night.
Just saying.
So I've been playing Tinder. I've also been playing more. I've been squabbling up on Fortnite with the grad school buds and still getting those crowns. I don't know. I guess I'm a Fortnite gamer, man. It feels weird to say it, but it's something about it. And then weirdly, I've also been partaking in the Devil's Lettuce and playing Overcooked with some buddies as well. Overcooked all you can eat, just straight vibing, and that's been fun as well. Nothing but vibes in early 2023. Probably get more serious about like playing actual games, so like from start to finish. Once I'm back from vacation, I gather.
Forgot we played mini golf.
Oh, we did. We played the Atlantis map of mini golf, right?
Yeah, very cool.
Really is
We-
all about the vibes.
Yeah, and that was great. However, that was the day after I got my COVID booster, and both me and mutual friend of ours like were not feeling well. We both got nauseous playing VR like during that game. I had to leave. I said, "Sorry, Dan, I gotta go," and immediately took my headset off.
It's fair. We still have some more courses to play at some point.
Yeah. See if we can squeeze those in this weekend. Let's look at the Nintendo Direct that happened today in topic of the show. For format, we're going to follow digital trends. Actually, it works out pretty nice. We're going to hit a lot of the highlights here that happened during the Direct, and we can talk about these. And then at the end, we'll go over what they call everything else. And if there's anything that you want to stop and talk about, we can do so. If not, we'll just mention it for the sake of news. Because there's one thing I want to stop at, but, for the sake of time. The show opened with Pikmin 4, and it lets you ride a tiny space dog. And I believe this is coming, July 21st, 2023. Pikmin fans, get excited. I don't think I'm one of them, but I mean, as always, this game looks cute.
Yeah, when it came out on the Wii U, the Pikmin 3 that came out there, I was so impressed by the visual style of it. Like, it looked super realistic. I feel like this is honestly a downgrade from that, but that's just the Switch's power, I guess. But it still looks beautiful. I still think it has a cool art style. But yeah, I'm not a Pikmin guy either. I want to be, but I don't think I'll ever pay money to try it, and that's always the problem. Oh, what happened? Christian, you okay?
What?
What?
Christian's freaking out.
I'm getting an ad somewhere, but I don't know where.
I don't know which one.
It's
That's why
Christian.
it's so scary.
It's our new ads that we read on the podcast now. Thank you for. I don't know.
No, it was the Digital Trends website.
Oh.
That was super loud, and it didn't show me where this video was playing.
That's evil. What the heck? I hate when that happens.
Wow. Okay, I'm back.
That's what you
Sorry.
get for choosing digital trends, right, Ro?
Exactly. 2 out of 10 to Sonic Frontiers? What the heck?
Yeah.
Is that real?
It is. I'm going to see if I can find it again and put it in the
2 out
chat.
of 10. That's crazy. That's crazy.
It's just that bad. But yeah, I want to be a Pikmin person, but like I said, there's no free way for me to try it, and I don't feel like dropping money on Pikmin to find out if I am going to be a Pikmin person.
Mhm.
So I forever probably will never be a Pikmin person unless somebody buys it for me.
Yeah. Splatoon fans, get excited. Splatoon's 3 expansion pass brings us back to Inkopolis. I think this is coming out this spring. And we also got a tease at an upcoming one that we'll be releasing in the future called Side Order. And I straight up thought it was like Nier Automata for a second. Something Nier inspired. And I was like, no, that's an Inkling. Nier Automata Inkling. But yeah, Side Order.
Yeah, I like Splatoon fine, but this didn't really hype me up that much. I know the Splatoon fans are losing it, though. I know they love their Splatoon lore and updates and all that stuff. So I think this is a good update for those people for sure. So can't be mad at that. And the Squid Sisters from the original Splatoon coming back is cool. Definitely cool.
Is Inkopolis? Is that a special
That is the
place? Oh.
Yeah, that's the original
Okay.
plaza, I guess, from the first game coming back. It's like Destiny, you know how like they have the tower,
Yep.
and now they have the new tower. It's like if they brought back the old tower from Destiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which people are freaking
People
out
do
about
want.
that. Yeah.
Dude. Sonic Frontiers review. Sonic's latest adventure is one of his worst. That's crazy.
And I'm sorry, it was 1 out of 5.
1
not
out of
2 out of
5.
10.
I mean, if you translate that, I guess.
I guess so.
Times it by 2. Wow.
That's harsh.
Wow.
Fair.
Sorry,
though.
Ro.
Totally fair. It's okay.
Next highlight, Advance Wars 1+2. Finally, it's back after its 2-year-long silence hiatus. 1+2 Reboot Camp is finally coming out in April. A lot of Advance Wars fans really clamoring for this one, so they'll finally get to play it this spring.
Yes. I'm super hyped for this. I played the Game Boy game. Didn't finish it or anything, but I enjoyed it when I was little wee Roshan. I'm hyped for a reboot. Definitely would pick it up again and give it another shot.
Nice. Dan has been pretty quiet. No thoughts on any of these.
I know. That's my nature because it's Nintendo. I don't know.
Let me tell you something, and I'm putting the cart before the horse here a little bit. I was mostly a little bit disappointed with the direct, if I'm being honest. For a 40-minute long direct for their big February one, I was a little bit let down. But luckily, some of these kind of big announcements brought me back. Like Nintendo Switch Online is getting the Game Boy. Is getting Game Boy and Game Boy Advanced games, which I thought was huge. I thought if it was just Game Boy, I was like, sure, that's fine. But then seeing Game Boy Advance, I was like, oh, dude, that could be anything. We can get anything now. Are you kidding me?
The ability,
Sonic Advance.
the ability to switch between color and like all the different versions of Game Boy, that's really cool. I think that's a cool feature.
Mm-hmm.
I obviously wasn't paying attention completely. I saw that Minish Cap was coming back. And I'm so happy that they're adding these games like today. Like it's not drip feed, at least the ones that they showed off. And what I'm about to say is the other part. There's games that are coming in the future that I totally miss. They're adding Kirby and the Amazing Mirror.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Dude,
I'm
so happy right now.
Today, Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. Are you fucking kidding me? That
Incredible.
game is so good. The Mario RPGs are slept on, dude. I say that, but like critically, they're really well received.
Yeah.
Paper Mario, great. Superstar Saga, fantastic. But like, come on, there's a whole audience of people who have never played these before. You can now.
Golden Sun, I completely forgot about too, is also coming, which is an RPG that people again love that game. I haven't gotten the chance to play it, and now I can. I've been wanting to try Golden Sun for forever. Yeah, this is awesome.
As always, there's a little bit left to be desired with NSO like games that they add. Like I wish they would do a bit more. But like I guess beggars can't be choosers. I'm just happy they're doing it at all, to be honest. When is GameCube next?
Oh my god.
Dude, if they do GameCube and they add Kirby Air Ride, it's done. I'm no longer doing anything.
They
anymore.
added Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. So they might do
There's a chance.
They might do Air Ride, yeah. I love Amazing Mirror, dude. Oh my god. I'm so happy right now. I did not see that.
What if they do like DS games and they have like Kirby and the Canvas Curse or whatever,
Yeah, Squeak Squad.
There's always a chance, man.
They could do it. Oh yeah. Please, Nintendo.
And
don't take too long with Kirby, please. Bring it.
It's for real. Personally, this is my favorite announcement of the day. Metroid Prime Remastered is out, and it's out right now, and I'm going to be downloading it. We'll have stuff to do after this episode, but I will find a way to download it at some point tonight, because, oh my god, Metroid Prime is like one of the coolest sci-fi games ever made. Like, that is, for what that game is doing in the GameCube era, GTFO. It's so freaking good. And yes, like we discussed, it's true. They are not doing it as a trilogy. They're going to be drip feeding the Metroid Prime series. Dan over here texting me, oh, the trilogy's coming out. No, son.
I didn't finish. Yeah.
Just the first.
Which, does this mean like Metroid Prime 4 is still a long ways away? Like if they're going to drip feed? Or do you think they're going to release 4?
Probably.
Oh, wow.
We haven't even seen another trailer for it, dude.
I know, but freak, it's been in development for, I mean, Retro's had it for, 5 years themselves, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
That's crazy.
I mean, there's always a chance that at some point, by the end of the year, they'll drop 2 and 3 together in some kind of pack, maybe, or like they'll just, again, on the store, 2 and 3 remastered available right now. And then have like some kind of tease, like an actual gameplay trailer for 4, and have it with a date of like, I don't know, some point 2024.
I can see that.
Do you know what I mean?
Is this a full?
Awesome.
God,
is this a full price game?
I think it was.
I haven't checked yet.
40. I think. I don't think it is. Yeah, I don't think. I have to double check.
Great price, dude.
Yeah. Let me double check. I might be speaking on my butt here, but I heard that it wasn't full price.
If it's
and they all.
If it's 40, I may dive into this because I've never played the Prime games.
And they went in and they redid the control scheme to play like a modern FPS if you so wish.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I didn't think they would do that, but I'm so happy they did.
Sure.
One of my favorite things this game does is when like you get hit or like, it's like a bright flashing light.
Yeah,
You'll see Samus's
Sorry.
like eyes and like it behind the visor. It's like
Yeah.
it's the small touches of this game that make it like legit like an S tier video game. Can't wait to replay it.
And it is 40. It is 40.
Heck yeah.
There's also a physical version coming out next week, 22nd. Sorry, 2 weeks, 22nd. Biggest news probably of them all. Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. It's another trailer. It looks insane, but it will cost $70. FYI.
Not 40.
Not 40. 70 is Dan.
Sorry. No, go ahead.
70 is interesting because we saw this getting like leaked yesterday. There was pre-orders up. They got taken down. A lot of people were questioning, $70. Is that for a Switch or could this be for a possible like Switch 2 version? There was no Switch 2 announcement today. I doubt there is. If there is a Switch 2, it's not coming out before Zelda. We probably would have seen it today. So $70 for a old hardware game. We don't know how this runs yet. It's gonna be interesting.
Some of those I was just gonna say some of those contraptions that Link was riding look really cool. Like he had like a little vehicle that he made or whatever, and like I'm wondering if you can actually make that or in the game, or if that's just like something he finds. Because he pulls a wheel out of like water. So like, are we gonna be able to like make custom vehicles, kind of like Banjo-Kazooie? Yeah, like that's so cool.
There might be some like pre-made ones that you like the flying one that he was on in the sky. That seems like
insane.
That seems awesome. But I mean, maybe he built that. That looks like he found like some 4 tires and like a wall and stuck them together. It's like green slime connecting the wheels to the slab in the middle. So maybe he did make that. Honestly, now that I'm looking at it more,
that's so cool.
It's awesome. It's so awesome.
I love that Dan called them contraptions. Like that is what a great word because you're right. 100% a contraption.
Well, that was like the coolest part from fucking Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, like just building cool vehicles to drive around or fly around in, like because they had propellers that you can make like helicopter vehicle. Oh, so cool. Love that.
I saw that comparison actually on Twitter. Somebody's showing like the Banjo-Kazooie screenshot in that one. So yeah, that's a good call. This I was just gonna say they are definitely trying to invoke the same emotion that the Breath of the Wild trailer did, like trying to give you those chills, those feels. They almost had me with Zelda being like, I don't think you can take him down, and then he just like jumps. That was a good moment. I got chills there.
Very similar to what you were saying is at the beginning of the trailer, it hit me like I was starting to get worried because there's inevitably going to be comparisons to the first Breath of the Wild because it's running on the same engine. It looks like a sequel, which would be like a first kind of for the Zelda franchise, like a direct sequel to Breath of the Wild. That's kind of crazy. I couldn't help but think about like when people saw the boat in the Ragnarok trailer. They're like, well, this looks like God of War 2018. But yeah, it's a sequel. And so I was thinking is like, wow, Breath of the Wild is like a really transformative game for the entire industry because of what that game did for exploration, et cetera, et cetera. What is going to be like the pull for me in Tears of the Kingdom? And then they answer that in the trailer, which is like it's just entirely like, yeah, it's the same kind of locales. Yeah, sure, there's sky stuff, but everything is going to be like additions to gameplay. And I was wondering how much different, like, or what new introductions they were going to have. I mean, like Dan said, the contraptions, like there's a lot of different weapons and stuff that this game is going to include that I think is going to be really, really fun. And the one that made me weirdly excited was watching him, again, shield surf, but this time like on these rails. And I'm like, I was like giggling. I was like, come on, dude.
It's so fun.
I'm stoked. Yeah, it looks fun.
There was another contraption that he used, or it looked like a... Now that I'm looking at it, I pause it. It looks like he did make this as well. It was like a... do you guys know lacrosse?
Yeah.
It's like
that. Dude, he shot out. Yes.
Yeah, I was like, this is amazing. This is so cool. He like threw like a bomb with like a like a lacrosse paddle or something. It's like so cool.
Can't wait,
That's
man.
rad.
May
I
12th.
want this. Not that far. Not that far.
At the beginning, I said, "Wow, $70. Who knows?" But I'm like, "Nah, I'll pay whatever. I'll pay whatever." Let's go through everything else, and we can stop anywhere. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 DLC Wave will feature party members, Meisha, and more, coming February 15th. Swag. Sega announced Samba de Amigo Party Central will be released this summer.
Nice. I know this character, but I have never. I didn't know what this game was until I saw it today. But I've seen that character so many times before.
Yeah. Fashion Dreamer was announced and will launch later this year. Enjoy. Not for me.
Hell yeah.
We got a release date for Dead Cells Return to Castlevania. That's coming March 6th. Very cool. Very cool. Here's one that I'm excited about. Mike Bithel's game, Tron Identity, got an April release window. I think that's coming to other platforms as well, not just Nintendo, but still very cool to see this pop up here.
Very cool. I've only played one Mike Bithell game. I don't remember what it was either.
Thomas
I
was
think it
alone?
No. I even though that's the most, yeah, I guess that's the most popular one. Sub face circular with the like dialogue options and all that kind of stuff. I think that was one of his games. Sub face. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, subsurface circular.
Yes, that was the one. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Moving on. Ghost Trick Phantom Detective comes to Nintendo Switch this summer. What a name.
I saw people losing it for this one. I'm not familiar with it, but a lot of people are, and they're very happy that this is coming. So I might give it a try.
Nice. This looked pretty cool. Investigation-focused RPG Deca Police was announced by Level 5 with a 2023 release window. Kind of curious about this one.
The Year of the Detective begins now.
Heck yeah. Bayonetta Origins got a new look at this. Cereza and the Lost Demon. I think it's coming, this month? Or is it next month? It's coming very soon, if I remember correctly.
I think you're right. I don't remember the month. So let me check real quick. February. Oh, wait, no, that's when the direct happened. Never mind. Sorry. I almost got it. It's loading.
March 17th.
Thank you.
Wow. Look at that. Look at that.
Oh my god.
So about a
There
month
it is,
away,
yeah.
you perverts can play Bayonetta Origins. I'm one of them. Not for this one, I think, but for the other ones. Disney Illusion Island got a gameplay overview and a July 28th release date. I may have been not by my TV when this happened. I don't remember this.
This one looks cool. I think they showed this off at the Disney D23 thing that Blessing hosted with the games and stuff. I thought this looked cool. I might check it out. Looks like a nice little Rayman version of the Mickey.
I do like
Mickey and
Rayman.
Friends. Yeah.
There's another. There's another franchise that Ubisoft needs to bring back. You know,
Rayman. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
What was the last one they did? Rayman Origins? That like
Legends was the last
Legends,
one.
yeah. And that was good. That was fun. I never beat it. Kind of a big game, but
Yeah,
still very fun.
very
It was
good.
very kind of hard,
Yeah.
but still very fun. We also learned that Fire Emblem Engage expansion passes DLC Wave 2, mouthful, will feature classic characters Hector, Soren, and Camilla. Wave 3 will include Crom and Robin and Veronica. Wave 4 will introduce new story content titled Fell Xenologue.
Hector.
Okay. Heck yeah.
Oh,
Not for me. Xenoblade fans probably popping off. Here's one I popped up for. Don't Nod. Harmony, The Fall of Reverie was announced with a June release window. Narrative game? Are you kidding me?
yes.
This looked very, very cool in that art style. Come on. If Twitter was up for this, I would have been tweeting about it.
Oh yeah. I'm also looking forward to this one. Don't Nod narrative game with a cool art style. Sign me up.
Absolutely. Octopath Traveler 2 gets a new demo today.
Dan, very excited for that one.
It's gonna be one of the greatest games of all time.
People love Octopath Traveler, all right?
Yeah.
All right.
Indeed they do. Indeed they do. Hence why I drafted them.
Oh my god. As a person who loves Katamari Damacy and thinks it's swaggy as hell, We Love Katamari Reroll was announced by Bandai Namco Entertainment and will be released on June 2nd. The funniest thing about this is that there's some noticeable stutter on the Switch video of this, because there's a lot of objects in this game. It could have been just the video, the YouTube, so who knows? Oh, Katamari Damacy Reroll now has a free trial for Nintendo Switch Online. Very cool. I'll be faster, since no one wants to say anything.
Sorry.
Sea of Stars got an August 26th release date, and the demo is releasing today. Yes. Omega Strikers was announced. Etrian Odyssey Origins Collections was announced with a June 1st release. Release date. Each game included will also be available separately on that day. And I saw some people popping off for this. I have never heard of this. People were very excited though.
Yeah, I don't know about that one either. That was like the dungeon crawling one, right?
Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe will feature a new Magalore epilogue. You have to beat the story of Kirby's Return to Dreamland to play this. And the game is also getting a demo, which is available today.
Loving all these demos. Good stuff.
Yeah, I agree. Master Detective Archives Raincode launches on June 30th.
Another detective game.
You're the detective.
Yeah.
I think back Sherlock Holmes.
I think this is the developer that made Danganronpa as well, which is another mystery game too.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Cool stuff.
How many year ofs do we have at this point? We're only in
Senior Fun. Monolith Soft RPGs, Batten Kaitos, Eternal Wings, and The Lost Ocean, and Baten Kaitos Origins are getting remastered for Nintendo Switch this summer. Woo! Fantasy Life: The Girl Who Steals Time was announced and will be released later this year. I don't remember this, but that's a cool name.
I don't even know how to describe it to you, Christian. I do remember it. I don't even know where do I start. It's like an RPG, cutesy, farming simulator stuff. You cook, you fight dragons.
May not be for me entirely. Professor Layton and the New World of Steam was revealed. Cool. I remember this. A new Yoshi's Island course and a playable character, Birdo, are part of Wave 4 of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass. And I was really hoping that would be today, starting today, but it's not. It's spring. So get ready, though. Soon.
Oh, yeah.
And that Professor Layton coming back, by the way, is really awesome. I don't think there's been a game since the 3DS. That's cool. Again, I'm not a Professor Layton guy, but saw people popping off for that as well. But yeah, that's like
overall. If you had to grade the Direct today, what would you give it?
I would give it. I'll give it a 3 out of 5. Personally, I thought it was solid. I had a good time with it. Again, obviously, all the games aren't going to speak to me, but I think for the most part, it spoke to me more than it didn't. You know, like the even the games that I didn't know anything about, I found some new ones that I wanted to try, like the Don't Nod one, Ghost Trick as well, and of course the big ones like Legend of Zelda and Metroid Prime and Game Boy Advance. Like those announcements really hit for me. So even when in the slower parts, I was like still thinking about those other ones. Like we're getting Minish Cap today. Hell yeah! So I thought it was a pretty good show.
Okay, I'll go first. I'm very similar. I was thinking the letter C as in a C grade, which I guess would translate to a 7 out of 10, which I guess would be a 3 out of 5. Scores. Am I right? Well, yeah, I think the big announcements were very cool. I obviously got very excited for Metroid Prime, but there's still, I don't know, for a 40-minute direct, I think I was expecting a bit more. like I always like to see more like first party games in the mix when it's with these longer directs, and for me there wasn't enough of it. Like there's still a lot of question marks for what the other teams are doing. I don't know. You have like the Mario movie coming out. You could have done something with like another clip. I think would have been really cool, or even like I don't know. At this point, a new Mario game, something I think I'm kind of craving for. So I don't know, a new Donkey Kong. I'm really hoping to get more first party stuff from Nintendo. That's really what I use my Switch for, to be honest. And I will for like again the most thing I'm excited for is a game from the GameCube era, and of course Zelda. Yeah, not enough for me to really be like oh that was a great direct. Fine, I was not bored. I guess.
When are we getting those Wind Waker ports?
Thank you.
Like you said with the GameCube stuff, yeah. Got Prime, but where's Wind Waker?
Dan?
Yeah. I am actually exactly in the same boat as you guys, a 3 or a C, however you want to look at it. For the same reasons, the big ones seem to hit pretty well for me. Metroid Prime, I've never played it before, but that remastered trailer really had me interested to probably pick that up and play that for the first time. Not Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom looked great, so very excited for that. And yeah, the Game Boy stuff looked really cool. So yeah, when are we getting Mario? You're right, Christian. It's been literally as long as it's been for Zelda.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, yeah.
And the Mario movie is in March, right? Not summer.
April, I think, right?
April.
I think April sounds right. Yeah.
Gotcha. I was gonna say maybe they're holding off for like E3 time, but the Mario movie would have been already out by then.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's time. I agree. I think we should be seeing a Mario game soon. Hopefully.
It was also like what the 20th or like 30th anniversary of Zelda last year, and like they didn't do anything.
Yeah. Nintendo.
Anyway, great stuff, but still plenty left to be desired from us here at PXN. All right, that's your show for the week, folks. Thank you again to everyone joining us live on YouTube and Twitch, as well as podcast services everywhere, including Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere else you get all your pods. Thank you, Roshan. Thank you, Christian. That's me. Thank you, Gage, who's hard at work. And Daniel, as always. Thank you. This has been PXN, and we are out.
Much love, and keep on gaming.
Drink water.
Drink Coke. See ya.